Many of us have Brickowl as well as Bricklink, and perhaps we're not giving it as much attention as we do Bricklink, relying on perhaps Brick Freedom to give us statistics, or kind of just trusting our instincts, or just relying on what we're parting out to give us analytics or data around the parts that we're using. But Brickowl has a certain amount of analytics built into it by default, and if you go to your store tab and then follow the analytics tab at the top, you're faced with an awful lot of information that you can access, from best-selling items to best-selling categories, themes, and the condition of it, even colors. So there's a lot that you can gain from this, and for this video we're just going to just quickly look at those items. So for instance, you can take a look at quantity of what items you've sold most of. So here, black plates are the things that I've sold the most. The 1x1 plates are the thing that sold most of in the last 30 days. If I then go through to lifetime using that tab there, it's still the most thing that I've sold through Brickowl. It's a shame that you can't change the range of that to see a whole page of it or something like that. Best-selling categories, parts. I've not been on Brickowl an awful long time, but it does give you a good oversight of what you've sold, the value of those things that you've sold, what category they come from. I mean, my store is predominantly Lego Star Wars, so that's no surprise to me. But it does give me a good oversight of what people on Brickowl are buying. That said, it doesn't necessarily match what people on Bricklink are buying most of. Probably these two parts here, the 1x2 brick with a hole and the 2x8 plate in various colours, are probably two that I would see frequently on Bricklink, but not so much on not so much is not the right word, but kind of those are two that I'm familiar with selling on Bricklink as well as Brickowl. Obviously they've got kind of like your little colours thing, no surprises there, everyone will be familiar with those. But you can kind of go through that. You can see how many orders that's been relevant to, and you can click through this and then you can get a good overview of the parts that you've been selling. You know, if you're doing mills, people buying mills base plates, very popular with those. Again, these bricks with the two Technic holes, very popular. I would have thought the 4x4 plates would turn up at some point, but not yet on this kind of listing from Brickowl. But yeah, a lot of small parts turning up on Brickowl, which kind of does support my feeling that people buy smaller parts, smaller quantities to complete sets on Brickowl, as opposed to making mocks via Brickowl. But yeah, that analytics tab on Brickowl pretty much gives you a lot of ability to dive into some data, albeit a little bit limited in terms of whether or not you can view it. You can't download it or anything like that, so you can kind of delve deep into it. But it's there in your analytics tab from the My Store tab on Brickowl.